everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Savannah of Sewlivi Dyes Yarn, and it's a new week, which means a new update on all things crafty that I do. I didn't bring any spinning down because it's just, I don't even know if I showed you. I probably haven't. This is the beginning of the sweater's quantity of Corriedale that I'm spinning. So this is the first skein. I have half of the second skein up on a bobbin. I need to spin the other half of that one and then get it plied together. So yeah, that's the Corriedale. I plan to knit this into a sweater. I think I've picked the pattern. I think so. So I just need to get everything spun. Not 100% sure on the pattern though. I mean, it should work. I just don't know if that's the one I want to do. Did I show you this? This is haul from last week, or actually 2 weeks ago, I think. My yarn counter. Did I show you this? I finally brought it downstairs, and I haven't even used it yet. But what's cool about it? So let me turn that on for you. So it's the electric eel wheel yarn counter, and you can change it to yards. I think you can do meters. I think you can. Yeah, you can change the units and all that other stuff. Okay, sorry. So anyway, so when you're going from like your Nitty Knotty to the Yarn Swift, if you need to, which I don't need to, or if you're going from the Yarn Swift to a ball winder, you can put your yarn through here, and then when it spins it, it calculates your yarn yardage for you, which is really nice. I just haven't used it yet. I need to because I still haven't got the stats on this yarn that I spun like 2 weeks ago as well. So I need to get on that. Anyways, that was a little like unorthodox bit of information right there. Oh, sorry, Bluey. Oh my God. Okay, as you might notice, I am wearing a finish. I finished my Sev sweater, I guess. I left it sleeveless. This is Sev by Isabel Kramer. I knit this using Lion Brand's Touch of Alpaca in the dusty blue colorway. This was my WIPGO goal for this month. So WIPGO is just a little challenge that is actually mostly predominant in the cross stitch community, but there's a lovely lady, Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She created this event where it's like you have a bingo board and you number your squares 1 through 25, I think, yes, and then in those squares you put a project to work on and then a goal. So for me, because I'm using it for knitting, my goal is 7 days on whatever project gets called. So at the end of each month, she calls 2 numbers for the next month, and then you work on those. So for March, this project was called, and the goal was 7 days. So I worked on it for 7 days, and I got a really big chunk of it done, like a pretty good progress. Like, what you see this though, that's part of the yarn, which bothers me. This was I did the 7. What was I saying? Oh my God, I totally distracted myself. I got a big chunk done on this in 7 days. And I'm like, you know what? I could keep going and get this finished because I knew I wasn't doing the sleeves on it. That's optional. It is, you know, she shows it 2 ways, one without sleeves and one with sleeves. And I knew I was going to do it sleeveless. So yeah, let me go ahead and stand up and show you-ish. I was worried that it was going to be too short because I get lazy when I'm close and I'm just want to finish it. The back, that matches the front. What else can I say about this? It took 2 days to dry. I finished this 2 days ago. And it's been sitting down here blocking. And it's finally dry today. Thankfully, at least, so I could show you. But yeah, I was really nervous. Like, as soon as I cast it off and laid it out to block. I was really, really nervous about this, that I wasn't going to like it, and that I just wasted all that time knitting something that I'm not going to like. And you know what? It's not as bad as I thought. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. What else? I did discover that about myself, actually, just the other day. Like, I need to stop knitting things. Like, if I start knitting something and I'm not enjoying it and I don't think I'm going to wear it, I really need to just stop and, you know, stop knitting on it, tear it out, do whatever I need to do, and stop wasting my time. Stop wasting my time knitting things that I'm not going to enjoy myself. I already have plans to, like, raffle off at least one sweater so far. That's what I plan to do. I think what I'm going to do is raffle off the things that I am just not enjoying. One sweater. Ooh, excuse me. One of my sweaters I'm actually thinking about ripping out and knitting a skirt with, actually. I would have raffled off that sweater, but there are some pretty big, not mistakes, but just some bits of it that I wouldn't want to give to somebody else. When that includes like a really tight neckline, a really tight hem, and then the sleeves are like this much longer. I don't plan to fix those things and keep the sweater. I don't think the yarn was the right choice for that sweater pattern, but I think it could work for this skirt pattern that I recently saw, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I will do with that. But yeah, I need to stop knitting things that I'm not going to wear. I don't have a lot of time in my life anymore to knit things, so. And this was one of those things. While I was knitting, I'm like, am I really going to wear this? You know, is this something that I'm going to like? Am I going to wear it? But I kept knitting it because I was close to being done. And I started this back in June. I think I started in June of 2021. I finished it 2 days ago. And I believe my calculations, it only took me 7 days to knit this. Not 7 days, sorry, 17 days. I think that's what my spreadsheet said, which is freaking nuts. I did stop right after the arm join when I first started knitting this in June because I wasn't loving the yarn. I was really worried that this yarn, because it's acrylic, that it wasn't going to grow the way I wanted it to, which it really didn't. But it's still okay, right? It's still okay. Again, we'll go stand up one more time. I'm just wearing it with sweatpants. The Costco joggers. But it's not bad, right? Like, it's kind of cute. And the skirt thing that I'm sewing right now, like, there's probably too much blue. There's probably too much blue. Hey, orange. But yeah, that's too much blue. I'm making a skirt out of this blue linen. Yeah. I wish I would have done this in a different color, but I had this yarn in stash for a different project, and I knew I wasn't going to knit that project, so I used it for this one. Sorry, orange, don't rub on that, honey. Come on. So yeah, again, Sev by Isabel Kramer. Yeah, I bet you this would have been really nice in like an actual wool, or the drape would be better in a wool. That's where I joined all of my skeins, and it's really just, look at that. Acrylic shows all the mistakes. Wool hides that stuff once you block it. Anyways, I've talked about that a lot. Enough now. I've talked about it enough. I need to stop. Okay, I do have another finish. I have 2 more finishes if you want to count this one as a finish. So our spring break started early for us. It was supposed to start on Friday, but we ended up having a snow day on Thursday. A lot of heavy, wet snow, so it got called early. So that gave me the whole day to play with my Dean and Bean sock machine. And I spent all day on that, and I'll show you what I made. So I made my setup bonnet for the 60 needle cylinder. So each cylinder will need its own setup bonnet. I only made that one, or this one, for that because, yeah, I was just going to use that. I didn't need to use the 72 inch or the 72 needle cylinder. I can't make socks that fit me out with that one. That is just for in the future when I want to make socks for my husband or someone with bigger feet. Anyways, well, I shouldn't say bigger feet, wider. It's going to make wider socks. So setup bonnet. This was really fun to make, actually. It's definitely a very good beginner pattern to be making on your machine. So it looks like it's just a little tube. So you learn how to do this fold over. Well, you learn to do a lot. So you actually start here, and then you put these slip rings in. So you learn how to do these little picots, kind of. And then you learn how to join your ends together as you go, and then you just crank for fun. And then you do, you learn how to do these yarn overs to make these holes, and then again you reattach, and then yeah. So this is the setup bonnet is a really good way to start any project on a sock cranking machine. They're called CSMs, but is it crank sock machine? Is that what that stands for? Doesn't roll off the tongue very easily. But what you would do is you'd hook these onto the needles, you put your weight inside, and then you can just cast on with your waste yarn, and then you cast on with your project yarn. These are helpful. You know, so that you're not, I don't know, it's helpful. I don't know how to explain it any better. But it's a great beginner project if you don't want to ruin some nice yarn trying to make a pair of socks. So yeah, first project. And then after I had this finished later that day, I decided to pull a yarn from my stash, which was this yarn. So you can see I have a sock. This yarn was in my stash for a little while. I don't want to talk too much about this yarn just because there was some controversy behind it 2 years ago. I bought this yarn prior to that controversy, so I was like, oh. So I'm not going to talk about it, where it came from or who it's by or anything like that. But decided to use this yarn because I thought it'd be really interesting to see. I struggled with this. I was able to, so Dean and Bean have a lot of video tutorials on how to make a pair of socks, which is really nice. So I followed along. I struggled a bit, drop stitches and stuff like that, especially like doing the heel. I dropped some stuff. Anyway, so I get this along, and I think I get in the middle of the heel and I realize I made a huge mistake. So I ripped the entire thing back out, start again. Get past that. Oh, I did have to do a lot of gauge swatching on the machine, trying to figure out how to make it the tension my gauge. And I thought I hit it, but these are still a little too loose for me. So anyway, so there was a lot of that. I did order the next cylinder size down to hopefully help, but I messed with my machine for quite a while trying to get a good gauge tension. But anyways, yes, so I'm knitting this. I get to about the heel, make a huge mistake, dropped so many stitches, so I just ripped it all back out. Started again, got past the heel, thankfully. I still did end up dropping a stitch or something right there, so I just used my tail. Well, there wouldn't be a tail there. Some waste yarn to close it up. And then I knit up to the toe, and then by that time it was my kid's bedtime, and cranking a sock on that is actually quite loud. So I had to stop and just let it rest for the evening. So I wouldn't bother her. And then I came back in the morning and did the toe. Made a couple mistakes on the toe. I dropped a couple stitches right here somehow, and I did not pick them up correctly. I missed a strand somewhere. So that's not perfect there. My toes are not perfect because I dropped a couple of stitches, but I was able to make it work, as you can see. So this sock blocker is about my size. Usually my socks, my hand knit socks, fit really well on this. This is very loose, as you can tell, very loose. But yeah, I got a sock done. So the day that I finished the toe on this one, I was like, okay, well, let's make the second sock. Let's do this all over again. I did this sock, the second sock, in about 30 to 40 minutes total. All of it. Like, holy buckets. This one did feel a little bit tighter after I got it off of the machine. I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I just need to keep practicing and it'll be better. It's still kind of big, honestly. After wearing it, I did wash these this weekend. I washed them this weekend. And it is still quite loose. It's not as loose as I would say this one, but it's loose. And look at how the yarn turned out. So I didn't do anything different to the yarn. It's all on a cone. I didn't do anything different, but this is how they turned out. Yeah, isn't that weird? So yeah, I managed to crank this one out with no issues. Really fast. And I was shocked at how fast I was able to make this sock. So to me, making a pair of socks is going to take an hour and a half, maybe. Once I get, tension and gauge all set up. That's just freaking crazy to me. Hand knitting a pair of socks will take me about a week if it's just a plain vanilla sock. Cranking a sock is going to take me an hour. That's crazy. Super crazy. So yeah, yes, you can do heels and toes and this folded cuff on a sock machine, which is crazy. I only recently learned about that a couple months ago while watching other people make socks. And what else? Oh, these folded cuffs, so that's done on the machine. They're really nice looking, but I don't feel like they hold well enough. Maybe it's because my sock is on the looser side. But I'm not sure if I should be just hand knitting a cuff after the fact. Like just not do that. I'm just talking out my butt today, I swear. That's weird. It could be. So I did do these the same number both times, but this one just really came out a lot bigger than this one, which is weird. Anyways, so I have more of this yarn on the cone, so I'm going to try to use it up. So that means there might be socks or just tubes joining my website soon. So just keep an eye out for newsletters from me. So if you want to sign up for my newsletters, in the link down below, or if you just go to sewlividyesyarn.com, at the bottom of the website, there's the section to add your email for a newsletter. You can do that. And then when I do eventually announce, socks and tubes on my website, you'll be one of the first ones to know. Or you could just follow me on Instagram, which is Sewlivi_dyes_yarn. I also announce there too. So it just depends on which type of notification you'd like, whether that is Instagram or in your email via newsletter. So yeah, that is finished. And then I have one whip that I've been working on. So when I finished this the other day, I decided to pick up one of my whips. Yeah. I picked up Cosmos by Lisa Renner. This was one that's possibly going to be a shop sample. I'm not sure exactly. We'll find out when this when I'm finished with this. I will take it to them and see what they want to do. But decided that I should probably get some more progress done on this. I'm really close to splitting the sleeve. Well, where am I on this? In the overall scheme of things, I am, sorry, I just want to, is that where I'm at? Maybe. Like right in this area right here. So I'm getting closer to the sleeve split. There's not that many more rows until I get to change over to this. Oh, actually you can't even see it because of color. So there's another color right here. So this is one color, and then there's another color right here you fade into. I'm getting close to putting in the next color, which is kind of exciting. I was thinking it's this, but no, it's not. There's a color here that is going to blend very well. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you what I've gotten. I've already moved to a bigger cable because this thing has grown a bit. Oh my goodness. Strands everywhere. Okay, that's like the front of the project right here-ish. So here's where I'm at. This is where I was. I know it's really hard to see. This is where I was the last time I showed you. So I got this much done in this weekend. Got about that much finished this weekend. So like I said, I'm getting really close to adding in the next background color, which is this color, this one right here. So as you can see, it's pretty, like my colors are not the colors that are in that, but they're very close. They're just a little bit, that light blue and then the orange, mine are just deeper than what is, my colors are deeper than those two colors, but the top two background colors are pretty similar. I chose all Malabrigo sock. The ones that were in the pattern are Madeline Tosh. But yeah, come on, this is super soft. Here's all my floats if you want to see them. Look at all those guys. So I'm making sure to knit two-handed. I'm putting my contrast color, which is the white one, in my left hand and my main color in my right hand, so that the color work section stays a little bit on the looser side because my continental knitting is loose. So I know this is backwards for you guys, but because I can't, but I'll hold with this one and this one, and it helps my color work a lot. I'm a pretty tight knitter, and when I hold both colors in one hand, it puckers a lot, even if I try really hard not to do that. So hopefully today, or at least maybe tomorrow, I will get to the sleeve split. I do have to dye a skein of yarn today for a customer. I got an order, and that's very nice. I appreciate that. But it's not one of these. It's a dyed to order colorway. So I believe that is it that I have to show you. So this video is very short. Oh, I do have some haul coming in later, but again, because it's Monday, yarn will usually come a bit later than normal. So it depends on when I edit this video. If I wait to edit this, then I can slip in another clip of the, what's it called? My haul. So, and then I have more haul coming tomorrow, but you won't see that until next week. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'm very short now. I'd rather have it up, I think, instead of having it down and looking up at me. But anyways, so on and so forth. I did wait to edit this. It's already 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but that's okay. My haul came here. It was just one thing. Well, one thing. I ordered 4 skeins of Knitpicks gloss yarn, lace weight. I used this yarn before for a sweater, and then I was watching Emma of Potter and Bloom, and she showed the Virjante, Virjante. I don't know how it's pronounced. The Virjante. It is like a shawl, but also a poncho at the same time. And it's using lace weight. 300 grams of lace weight. I only bought 200 grams because that is what Emma used on hers. Hers is very lovely and it's still very big. So I was like, okay. And I really liked it, so I went ahead and ordered yarn for it. And I got blue because I wanted something that will go with a lot of things. I didn't want something too wild, I guess. I don't know. Just, I thought, you know, something to go with everything, but it wasn't gray. Because honestly, I was trying to use this. This is Yarn Bee's 44th Street. I had this in my stash for a while for a sweater or something. It's in the silver gray colorway. This is 70% acrylic, 30% polyamide, but it's labeled as a 3 or a DK weight, but it is very thin. It's like fingering weight thin. And I'd started it, but I didn't want to like risk it, honestly, since it does call for lace weight, and DK is, I mean, again, that's a really light DK, probably not even a DK. So I was like, let's go ahead and just get some lace weight from Knitpicks, since that's the cheapest around. And I'll just do mine in this, sorry, the lighting is terrible. This blue color. Oh, I should tell you what this is. So it's gloss lace weight. It's 70% merino wool, 30% silk. And I got the color River Rock. So this is River Rock. So 4 skeins, which is, again, 200 grams, because these are 50 grams each, but 440 yards total per skein. So it's quite a bit. So yeah, that's what came. And then what I've been doing most of the day is working on my machine, my sock cranking machine. Definitely struggled. I wanted to do the, what is it called? It's called the heel tab shorty sock, or no-show sock. Really wanted to try these, and I thought I would have enough of this yarn left over to make it, or at least a pair, you know, make a pair. I struggled and I struggled and I struggled to make this. The pattern is written for a sock machine where the cylinder is stationary and the V-cam goes around in a circle. So that was a little confusing because my machine, the cylinder moves, the V-cam stays in place. So I was a little confused about where to start and stop cranking so that everything lines up. But I think I got it down. I know you won't be able to see it, but I wrote everything. Yeah, you can't see it because it's see-through. I wrote everything down, kind of like my own instructions on how to do it, so I know where to stop. And I'm hoping maybe tomorrow I can go ahead and try again. And maybe be more successful. I had a lot of drop stitches. I forgot to do a lot of things as I was working these, so I had some issues, but I did get one done. And that's all I could get done because I had a lot less yarn. A lot less yarn than I thought. So I have a single, and that's okay. It fits well. It does fit well. Look at how the patterning came out with this one. Every sock has been different. So we have that style, and then the first one was a big pooling. I'm not gonna pull it down because there's needles hanging on it too. They'll all fall. So isn't that crazy? I really like how this one turned out though. So that's a bum that I could only have one of these. What did I do? So it has this heel tab right here so that it keeps your sock from slipping into your shoe. It also has a deeper heel, which I've never even hand knit a deeper heel before, unless you want to count the Curio socks. That might be a deeper heel as well, but I did a deeper heel on the machine and it fits really nicely. I shortened the amount of rounds. So Dean and Bean, their sock pattern gives you this like formulating chart to know how many rows to crank for your foot, and according to the math it says 59. So that's what I did with these ones, and they're just a tad bit too long in the foot, apart from being also a little bit wide. They're a little bit too long in the foot, so I decided to do just 55, and that fits really well, and just a normal toe, the normal short row toe that you can do on the machine. That's the same as this one as well. So yeah, took me quite a bit of time. And like I said, I kept dropping stitches, which really sucks. I got most of them picked up. Yeah, I think I got all of them picked up, I think. I'm a little nervous around the, like here, I'm not sure if I got every one of them picked up right there. I'm hoping so. And then I noticed right here, when I picked up right here, it picked up in reverse, so purl stitches on the outside. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it's hidden inside. So I didn't know where it was going to show up. I just knew it was going to be in the cuff somewhere, and thankfully it's on the inside. But yeah, just randomly dropping stitches everywhere. It was really weird. These are a little bit tighter as well, and I think that's because the pattern says to keep your what is this called, the heel, what is that called? Sorry, I'm just looking to see. Heel spring. This is called the heel spring right here, to keep this engaged the entire time you're knitting these. I think I kept them engaged for most of it. I think at some point, like right in this area, I did not have it engaged, but for the rest of it I did, and I think that helped with my tension as well. So these are some things I'm going to need to test out when I make another full pair of socks. I need to not make them as tall though, unless I don't plan to use the rest of the yarn for something else, because unless this yarn didn't have a whole, see, I don't know, I can't remember the yardage on this sock either. I don't know. We'll have to mess around and see, but I like it. It's comfortable. I need more pairs of shorty socks, I think. I've never actually hand knit my own shorty socks before, so yep. That's all I want to show you before I edit this video, so I will let you guys go. Bye.